Yeah, and the decline of romance can also be seen in sort of the comeback of Shah Rukh Khan, right? He was the estrogen romantic hero, and now he's like this action figure. But one thing I think I makes Shah Rukh Khan's return different is his action films have very strong women roles. Even Jawan, there are very strong women characters. He's got a team of women. Do you think that's why, by surrounding himself with women and fighting for women, he's been able to make that reinvention from romantic hero to action hero that others haven't, as you mentioned in that article you wrote about his reinvention.
Uh, yeah, probably because the thing is, in Pathan, Deepika had a very strong role
Yeah,
but the thing is also that again, Deepika had a very strong role in Jawan as well. Um, I think uh, at some point, see, the thing is, romance is a young person genre, right?
yeah,
Because we don't make adult romances
yeah.
let's say, in the US, Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep acted
Bridges of
in The
Madison
Bridges of
County.
Madison County,
Yeah,
right? We don't
yeah,
make those kinds of movies. Here, romance is
yeah,
basically young people doing romantic things. So at Shah Rukh has got to kind of move on.
yeah,
So what does he do to move on? Like I think this has become the default thing because action always sells.
yeah,
You still have Stallone and all those other people doing stuff that kind of sells across the world. So I think action is basically a genre that sells, and I think that pretty much is you can be ageless because depending on your age, you can do different kinds of action.
yeah,
Whereas romance becomes different. It becomes very difficult to kind of think, but that's always happened because even Rajesh Khanna, who was the romantic superstar before Shah Rukh Khan, uh, he had a string of romantic hits, and then he went on to play father roles and those kinds of things. And there were a series of films where he had romance, but they were more family dramas than
yeah.
romance or something like that. So I think it happens that with age that just kind of changes. But again, even when you notice something like uh when you notice this one uh like Bollywood, which is supposed to be a little, you know the whole live-in concept came there in Salam Namaste, which was I think 2003 or 4 or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And but off late you have films that are much more sanitized,
yeah,
where you don't find people like even in Cocktail, you had an interesting mix of like three people in a very strange kind of relationship and
yeah.
like going about it. And I'm not saying it's the most perfect movie in the world, but even its
It is.
imperfections were interesting.
I mean,
Sorry,
Deepika in
you
the
like
movie is. Deepika in the movie is like,
yeah, but I'm saying even the imperfections are very interesting
yeah,
because it shows this whole thing about people that I think a side of people that you don't those kinds of I want those kinds of romantic movies to come back where people
yeah,
have or struggle with issues,
yeah.
but I don't know, maybe post pandemic people don't want to see real struggle anymore. They want to see fantasies. They don't want to see very too much of reality.